Hi, I'm Dr. Diane of Rose Therapy. Welcome to my channel. I want to tell you a little bit more about who I am and my background. Feel free to introduce yourself in the comments. I'd love to get to know you a little bit more too. Like, how long have you been watching this show? And which do you love more, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, or Bachelor in Paradise? I'm a licensed psychologist. Call me Dr. Diane. I'm best known on Instagram and social media as the Back to Love Doc. My website has the same name. But I first called myself the Bachelor Psychologist when people sought my opinion about what was going on. I was on Nick Viall's podcast and did a guest appearance on Dave Neal's, breaking down the Katie and Greg relationship. The truth is, since I was little, I've always been fascinated by human behavior. Over the years, I've worked as a clinician and a researcher with patients with depression, anxiety, severe mental illness, OCD. I've done assessments and treated chronic pain, eating disorders, epilepsy, sleep disorders. I even worked on a driving phobia to help people with exposure therapy. I've done trauma treatment. I'm certified as a cognitive behavioral therapist, mindfulness training, advanced couples therapy. I'm also an attachment theory specialist. And if you haven't heard of attachment theory, I'm going to sprinkle it in to my channel. Because attachment theory is perhaps the best theory to describe relationship behavior. It's now considered an attachment science because of the studies that have been done on the topic. But the theory came about in the 1950s. It's been around for a long time. But here's the thing. Generally, researchers have said that 50% of people are secure, the other 50% insecure. And I don't know about you, but I didn't think this number was that high. I certainly, looking at the patient population that I treat, so I created my own love style quiz to test out. And I was right. It turns out that most people are insecure. No surprises, and no wonder that dating is so hard. And clearly, we're going to see lots of examples of attachment issues on the show. This happens for a variety of reasons. The biggest is that your true insecurities come out during periods of stress, or what we call threat. And the speed of the show and the high stakes of the proposal make it difficult for even the most secure person to doubt themselves. The pace and the level of competition is a breeding ground for insecurities. When every minute counts, you might call it drama, I call it threat. Because think of people like tea. You don't know someone's true flavor or who they are until you put them in hot water. And God knows there's plenty of hot water, and I don't just mean in the hot tubs. You get it right, you get a rose. You get it wrong, and you're sent packing. But the questions I get from people, and I'm going to address directly here, why would a psychologist take such a silly, highly edited show and use it as an example? I'm going to say that again. Why would a serious psychologist take a silly, highly edited show and use it as an example? Yes, the show is highly edited and the producers are trying to make good TV. But the show itself is not scripted, and you get to see people dating in the wild, something you don't see otherwise. People ask me, isn't it unethical to comment on people you don't know? I'm certainly careful to not diagnose people. Check me on that if you think I'm getting too judgy. But when it comes to ethics, what would be unethical is if I did know the person on the show. That is a violation of therapist-patient confidentiality. But since I don't know them, this is okay. In fact, the practice of analyzing public figures has been around for centuries. It's called media psychology. If you want to know more information, feel free to look that up. But specifically, I follow The Bachelor because many of the cast are examples of my attachment style characters. And the second reason I created my quiz was to take the sting, take the pathology out of what are considered normal attachment styles. Because your attachment style is not your fault. And if you're anxious ambivalent or anxious avoidant, you develop this child as a style. But instead of calling you ambivalent or avoidant, I'm going to call you nervous Nora or independent Isabel or Ian. The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise give its viewers great content. And the examples make my life easier because you need examples of what to do and role models and what not to do in your own relationships. And you may not have a lot of dating experience. You need someone to follow after. Who better than a confident bachelorette? Break it down even further so you can figure out, how can I be more like her? And there's so much to learn. Like, what's a red flag? What's a yellow flag? And a green flag? What's a big fat no? And a yes too. I've got all kinds of props. And wigs if you catch me on Instagram. I've got crowns for the women and an MVP award and honorable medals for those behaviors that I want to put out as examples. And even if someone doesn't handle a situation well, I'll give them an edit and see how they might have done it better. But I want to break down each episode to highlight what you can learn. Let me know in the comments, are you single, coupled, or married? Because most of us are on a journey to find love. And I'm here to inspire you, make you laugh a little, and teach you about psychology. And while I'm a therapist, I'm not your therapist. If you need psychological help, make sure to get professional help. If you're interested, take my love style quiz. It's in the link below. Hit the subscribe button and join in the conversation today.